We're up to Siman Lamed Gimel Sif Daled. This is talking about, the last halacha we learned is that the ritzuas have to be blackened. And we saw yesterday, what if there's a spot, you have to fix it up, and the definition of black is appearance. It appears black to people. It's a vague definition. Now, says the Mechaber, Toiv she'ashchir Yisrael l'shman, v'loy ein Yehudi. Now, the general rule is like this. Something that needs to be done l'shman, for the right reason, like l'shem, mitzvahs tefillin, l'shem mitzvahs tzitzis, whatever it is, a guy can't do. Goyim are not capable of having that machshava. So, says the Mechaber, it's good for a Jew to blacken the ritzuas, as opposed to a guy. Now, the lashon of the Mechaber is that it's a good thing. The reason being is because the Mechaber actually holds me'ikar hadin, it does not need to be blackened lishma. It's a chumrah. So because it's a chumrah, better to have a Jew do it. But technically, a guy can blacken the straps. But says the Ramah, miu b'di'evet koshem hishchar or habatim avar ritzuas afil b'di'evet pasal. The Ramah says, listen, I agree with you when it comes to the batim, blackening the boxes. That does not have to be lishma. So if a guy does it, fine. But the ritzuas, I disagree. So the Mechaber and the Ramah disagree whether a Jew needs to blacken the ritzuas or not. The Mishnah Berurah speaks it out in Chaf Beis. B'di'evet, according to the Mechaber, b'di'evet, if a guy were to blacken the ritzuas, kosher. Afilu ayidei in Yehudi. Why? The Sfirlei, the afilu ritzuas loy bin eshcher is klal lishman. The Mechaber holds you don't have to blacken it lishma. You could put it in a machine. It's fine. It's good to do it lishma, so it's good to have a Jew do it. But no, it's fine. That's the Sfarad Psak. The Ramah and the Ramah disagrees. The Sfirlei, the ritzuas, the hashcharos hu halacha Moshe Messinai. The Ramah disagrees. He says no. Blackening the straps is halacha Moshe Messinai. When it's halacha Moshe Messinai, it must be done Misinai, the way Hashem told Moshe, which is lishman. Anytime you have something that's halacha Moshe Messinai, you're generally not going to have lichachila b'di'evet. It is. It is the way it needs to be, and therefore says the Ramah, I disagree. If it's done by a guy, bein Yehudi deinos lishma pasal. Now, and then if it's pasal, then you'll have to deal with it. We'll talk about this in a second. If you look at the end of Chaf Gimel, v'ashcharas haritzuas dezeh inenu b'gufat tefillin motei deisha. The question is, can a woman blacken the ritzuas? So he says the ritzuas themselves, because they're not the actual tefillin, they could be blackened by a woman, and we rely that if we tell her to do it lishma, she'll do it lishma properly. But when it comes to a guy or a child, they're not capable of doing lishma. They cannot blacken the ritzuas according to the Ramah unless a Jew is watching over them and reminding them. Meaning a guy is capable of doing it, but you can't trust him. You have to stand over him and say, do it lishma, do it lishma, do it lishma, constantly. Now, let's say it was, according to the Ramah, let's say it was blackened by a guy. So it's puzzle. So what do? So it's already black. So the Mishnah Berurah brings down in Chaf Daled, Kasev HaMagen Avram, Dim Chazi Yisrael v'Hishchir L'Shman Kasher. The Magen Avram gives an eitzah, and that is, if you re-blacken them, then it's fine. Now, so what's the eitzah if it's already blackened? So the Magen Avram says, just do it again. Now that's a chiddush, because you're really not doing much. It's already blackened. So the Mishnah Berurah then brings down, there are places that disagree with this. So the Mishnah Berurah says, the eitzah he thinks of, first of all, the real eitzah, get new straps. That's the real eitzah, if it's blackened by a guy. But the Mishnah Berurah says he has another eitzah. Let's say I can't get new straps. Here's what you do. Blacken the other side and flip them. Right? Both sides are acceptable. One side is the black side. So blacken the other side. Blacken the other side and reverse them. The ikar is the outside. We're not talking about the inside. So if the outside was messed up because a guy blackened them, so blacken the inside by a Jew and flip them. It's a clever eitzah from the Mishnah Berurah. Let's just finish up the Siman. Here's the question: if the straps tear, is there an eitzah to sew them up, or do you say sewing up does not suffice, and you have to just get new ones? So there's two different opinions. Yesh matirim litfor mitzad panim. There are some opinions that hold that you could sew it from the inside. The reason why you sew from the inside is because that way it won't be as clear. You won't see the stitching as much. But basically, this opinion feels you could fix it. Now, this means that you could fix it anywhere. You could fix it if it rips around the head, which is the most integral part of the shalrosh. You could fix it if it rips around the arm. Doesn't matter. That's the first opinion. V'yesh omrim, but then the second opinion disagrees. The second opinion in the Mechaber is Mashem makif mimena haroish ubashal yad kedei shetakif hazroa likshar atfila im hazroa ukedei shetimchak ara etzba emtzos v'yichem meno losa etzba gimel krichos v'yikshar ein lam takana lo b'kshir v'lo b'tzvir. This opinion holds no. The area of the shell of the straps that are integral, and I use it with air quotes, integral cannot be sewn up or glued. What's integral? So he says by the head, it's around the head, the strap that goes around the head, and the shel yad, it's enough strap to go from the bicep once over the arm, 3 times over the finger. That is integral. Everything else, 2 over here, 7 over here, that's all mitzvah, l'chachila, whatever. But technically, the length of the strap that is ma'akev, that's integral, is tightened against the bicep, once around the arm, and 3 times on the finger. So that part, if that length is torn, you can't fix it. But the chol yison ha'orach, but the extra straps that we all have, shu b'shvil shekorach ha'ritzua kama pamim sava azroa, the amount that, the extra to wrap around the arm, ubishal rosh mashatal mimenu, and the shal rosh, that which is past the knot, all the way hanging down, eina tfir of akshir poslimba. That's fine. You could sew it up. So how do we paskin? So it's yesh v'yesh. Generally, the rule of the mechaber is that when he brings down 2 yesh omrims, he goes with the second yesh omrim. So the second yesh omrim is to be lenient. But says the mechaber, I'll tell you how I feel. When the mechaber doesn't tell you, that's what we go with. But the mechaber over here tells us his opinion. If you have another pair of tefillin, do not wear these tefillin. But if you do not have another pair of tefillin, and the alternatives to not wear tefillin, wear the tefillin that you sewed up. Even, let's say you sewed up around the head, wear those tefillin. Now, by the way, there is one chiddush over here. He's saying that the integral part by the shel rosh is just around the head. That is a chiddush because you do need the length to go to the belly button and to the bottom of the chest. He's obviously holding that for this category, the around the head is the most integral part. So the Mishnah Berurah does bring down the mutter in Chavtes. He says like this: Aval cholza ein yachal levarach aleim. He points out, though, the mechaber is saying that if, let's say I only have one pair of tefillin and I sewed it up around the head, I have no other pair of tefillin. So the mechaber says, wear them, because you have no choice. Don't make a bracha, though. Because any time you have a machlokas, it's safek brachas not to make a bracha. So definitely shouldn't make a bracha, but wear them because there's no alternative. I will stop here.